Everyone, this Will, aka Dr. Financial Literacy. Thank you very much for joining me on day 410. Glad to be back. Had some challenges working through some technological and other issues. So let's go ahead and get started. Just wanted to give you an update of where I am with Velocity Banking in terms of day 410, starting from January of 2024. So what you see here now is my basic credit card debt that I'm carrying. Previously, I had up to 13 credit cards, but using Velocity Banking, I've been able to pare them down. I was at about $10,000 in credit card debt. Then I put some other things on there, and it's back up again. One of the things that I added was a trip to Aruba, looking to go sometimes in June or July, looking to do velocity banking in Aruba and see how people there can take a hold of it. But for now, let's look at the credit cards that I'm carrying now. Now, I'm carrying about 7,300 Wells Fargo, about 4,000 Bank of America, another 4,000 Bank of America, Navy Federal 1949. Now, with the Navy Federal, every month I'm using it for convenience checks. I was doing cash advance, but at 18%. Now I'm using the convenience checks at 15.9%. And I'm using this method until I can get another 0% credit card. I'm trying to raise my credit score to locate me another 0% credit card. Amex 2,757. The limit is 2,000, so I'm over the limit by about $792. Capital One, $582. So right now I'm sitting on a total of $20,067 in debt. Hopefully, like to pay that off within the next few months. You can see my available credit, 6298. The various APRs on the credit card. Navy Federal is the lowest at 15.90. I've been debating with that because I have the business credit cards that I'm putting some things on and it's not reporting to the credit bureau. Then the personal side that's reporting. So I'm trying to shift more of that over to the business side so some of that debt won't show up. I'm keeping close tab on the due date and the closing date and the minimum payments. So right now with all of the 5 credit cards, it's a total of $172.50. Let me check that total one more time. One more time, just a moment. Sorry about that. Okay, so my total monthly credit card outlays is on 1,072. Again, I think I'm in a good position because I started Velocity Banking last year with about 13 credit cards, and now these are just credit cards I'm using to pay on. Now, as I mentioned, the cash advance and convenient checks from Navy Federal, I took out a total of $13,095.64. The interest paid totally on those cash advance, because I paid them off each month, was $184.79. Again, I took out approximately $13,095, and the interest that was paid to Navy Federal for convenience checks from $13,000, I paid $184.74 for the entire year. Now, in looking at the $50,000 line of credit, I was running the numbers to see, okay, how long would it take me to pay this credit? To pay the HELOC off, home equity line of credit. My interest rate started off at 10.25. I wanted to pay it off in 3 years. So let's go down to 36 months. And this is when it will be paid off. And how much did I need to pay per month in order to get that? Well, what I did was calculating my balance of 50,000, the interest rate divided by multiplied, then divided by the number of days. Then I came up with a monthly interest of 425.45, and you can see it's dropping. So I'll be paying the monthly interest only. If I was doing that, it would take me 360 months to pay it. But in order to try to pay it down in 3 years, I would need to pay about $1,500 a month to get it paid off in 36 months. Right now, I'm not doing that. I'm paying the interest only. So I got to think of a new strategy. Now, the HELOC, my line of credit for velocity banking, went down to 9.25. So with that, I can see how many months did it pay off. That's approximately 36 months if I was trying to do it. However, the same thing, I'm sorry. So that is about the same thing. I would need to pay about $1,500 a month plus the monthly interest to get it paid off in 3 years. My HELOC, my personal line of credit, is a total of 30 years, but it's 3 years interest only. 7 years interest only. I can't make any draws. And then on the last 20 years, I need to pay the principal and interest, whatever is left. Okay. So far, this is just a calculation of what I paid in interest going back to September of 2024. As you can see, the interest is coming down. So I'm working on that, but I need to be paying more in order to get that paid off in 3 years, or it's going to convert on me. Let me zoom in a little bit closer so you can see some of the interest. So these are some of the interests and the dates. All right. Now, again, as I pointed out earlier, I paid about, I'm paying right now approximately less than $24 a month whenever I do a convenience check with Navy Federal at 15.9% at about 30 days. I try to pay it before it gets reported to the Bureau. So every month that Navy Federal credit card is paid off, and I pay about $24 in interest. Now, in looking at, and how am I going to pay that interest? Well, one of the things that I'm doing is just cutting out, eating out just a little bit. If I don't go to Burger King 3 times a month, I can pay that interest on the cash advance, no problem. If I go to McDonald's probably less than 2 times a month, I can pay the interest, no problem. And if I go to Subway, if I don't go to Subway about 2 times a month, I can pay it, no problem. So it's really has been a no-brainer for me. I've cut out some of these items here for the restaurants and taking that money to pay down the interest, but it's allowed me to access $13,095.64. Now, because of the interest rate is lower on the convenience checks at $15.90, I'm hoping to push it to $20,000 next year and access it. And I will probably be paying, let's see. So I paid $184 on $13,000. So probably a little north of $200 in total interest on $20,000. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for stopping by. I just wanted to continue and let you know where I am in terms of the strategy or the new strategy that I'm having. The new strategy is using convenience checks from Navy Federal at 15.9% until I can locate a 0% interest credit card. All right. Thank you very much for stopping by, everyone. If you have any questions or like to work with me or my team, definitely just give us a call or email, and love to work with you. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone.